The secret of success is actually in front of us. Many times what we need is that it be presented to us in an orderly or summarized way so that we can identify the map more easily, and even many times listen to it in different ways because perhaps some way of explaining it is the one with which we are going to identify the most. So we will do that today. I will mention 4 steps that can be your map to success. Step 1. Identify your coherence goal and write it down. Let's go to the point. The first step is to decide what you want, and when you're doing this, please be very specific, like you need to pinpoint exactly what you want. And you need to write that down. You can't just say it or be too vague because you're not going to work towards that goal if you don't really know exactly what it is. For example, if you want to make more money, you can't just say my goal is to make more money. You got to be specific, like put a number out there, $100,000 a year, keep it above, and remember there is no right or wrong answer, just feel that is coherence with you and what you feel in your heart. Write what you want. Do you want to make 200K? Do you want to make $1 million in a year? Keep it real and write this down. This is very, very crucial. You need to have a piece of paper or a journal or anything. Just write it down. And if you can, please post that on your wall, like literally tape it on your wall so you can look at it every morning, every night, every midday. You got to see it. You got to remind yourself of your goals, what you truly desire, because if not, you better forget. By the way, if you don't have a goal in mind, you need to have one. You need to decide what you want. And I know some of you may be thinking, I don't know what I want to do. Truthfully, I have no humble idea. Well, guess what? My humble advice for you is to get outside, like get your backpack and temporarily take a trip to the outdoors. Go on a mini adventure right now. And this adventure is to find your purpose. That's another big topic, how to find your purpose. But for now, take that trip. If you were literally in there in that forest, no stimulus at all, no phone scrolling, nothing, no screens at all, just you, the trees, the nature, the birds chirping, and maybe just you and your pencil and a piece of paper, ideas will come out. It will come from within. Sit down and meditate, and preferably do this out in nature, because nature is literally like a healing ground. Just look, when you guys go outside, like no phones at all, and don't listen to that dumbest music. Please, I'm saying this is getting out of your comfort zone. Just go to respect nature, get out there, and be open. You pretty much got to be distraction free, because if you have distractions around you, the thoughts won't flow, they won't be as potent. So I highly recommend you to take a little trip outside, preferably when the sun is out. That's pretty much how you find your purpose. And once you decide what you want, now it's time to get to step number 2. What do you need to become a millionaire? Drive Joe Vitale. Step 2, take action. And step number 2 is to take action. Without action, there are no results. I know that sounds low-key, corny, non-vegan, cheesy, but it's the truth. If you don't do those push-ups, how are you gonna get any gains? If you don't head to the gym, if you don't do any type of workout, what's gonna happen? If you don't try to eat those healthy foods, what's gonna happen? Basically, you're gonna be down bad, you won't hit your goals. And what happens when you don't hit your goals? You low-key get depressed. So that's why I highly recommend that you get up and start making a plan right now. You have the goal in mind. That's step 1. You already made the decision of what you wanted to do. Now it's time to start making a plan. Because once you start making a plan, now it's time to execute on that plan. And this right here is the whole take action step. Because it does take some type of action to actually make a plan. Like, planning is not just an in your brain type thing now. But you got to get out pieces of paper, all types of calendars and Google Doc forms, or what you like. Don't get too complicated with it. All you really need is just a piece of paper or two and writing down your schedule, the time you're gonna wake up, basically like the whole daily schedule thing. So when it comes to taking action and making this grand plan, don't overthink it. Don't think like, oh my gosh, how is this gonna fit my schedule? How am I gonna balance all this out? Just focus on one thing today, do one priority that really focuses on that one goal. Though you got to be consistent at the end of the day. It's just like working out at the gym. Yes, you can have rest days throughout the week, but at the end of the humble day you got to be working out though. There's no excuse. It doesn't have to be every day. Because even if you work out every single day, I don't even think that's healthy. But you should be active. Yes, give yourself a rest every now and then, but remember, this whole success journey is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not going to become successful tomorrow, next week, not even next year, to be honest. It's all progress building up and up, and it's going to be exponential at some point. It is all consistent hard work, that's all it really is. I know it sounds really simple, but that's the secret, because the most simple things to do are the most likely to forget to do. So when it comes to taking action, there will be days where you feel like absolute bad, like you don't want to do anything. I'm telling you, but there are some days I don't even want to get up to write a post. I didn't want to turn on the computer or anything. If that happens, just take a nap, come down, get up, and just showing up. Just do the bare minimum, but never get the day pass without doing something for your goal. Once you just show up to the test that you got to do, you know you're just writing a few bullet points, maybe you're writing your book, you just write 2 sentences down, 3 sentences, 4 sentences, and guess what? The sparks are coming, and next thing you know, now you got a whole fire, and that fire is pretty much the will of fire to keep moving forward. Oh yeah, that's all you really need to know. To be humbly honest with you, the take action step is just to keep doing your little routine. You know what you got to do now, it's all a matter of just doing. Just execute and be the master of your feelings and emotions. If you think I don't feel like doing it, please, that sound dumb as I don't feel like going to work today. What will happen? If you say that to your boss, you got fired, so don't get fired from your success. Law of Attraction official certification 95% off, plus Ho'oponopono free seminar. Only here. 3. Find out what is working and what is not. But with that being said, let's move on to step number 3, which is to find out what is working and what is not. This is pretty much the part where you would take a step back and really just evaluate what you're actually doing. And it is making progress. Is this the best route you're taking? Is there anything else you could work on? You got to do this at least once a month, at least preferably once a week, like every Saturday or Sunday, and on those days you would whip out your weekly accountability book or a little notebook or journal or whatever and basically reflect on the week. What were the strengths? What were the weaknesses? And what can you do better? You have to always improve. You can't just think like, oh, you know what I'm doing is perfect, because there's always something to work on, and when you keep working on your